These are 4 different cities, 4 different products. Between them, they export 90% of rough cut diamonds in the world, 68% of knitwear exports in the country, 40% of India's pumps, and 50% of India's bicycles. None of these cities were built by a government's master plan. Meanwhile, India has spent thousands of crores of rupees on building industrial parks. There are cities that are grown organically. In one side, we have government built industrial parks that are half empty or even 100% empty. On the other side, we have cities like Surat, Tirupur, Coimbatore, Ludhiana that were not created by a master plan by the government, but that was built by its own people. Hi, I'm Sudarshan. In this video, let's look at how organically grown clusters are very successful comparing to industrial parks and cities built by the government. Tirupur's story starts in 1978 when an Italian fabric buyer visits this city to buy some cheap knitwear. From there and now, the city exports 68% of India's knitwear, which accounts to around 40,000 crore worth of knitwear exports in the country. How did this city started exporting knitwear? If you see, Tirupur is a city that's 50 kilometers from Coimbatore. Coimbatore is known as Manchester of India, which means they had a lot of spinning mills and weaving units that encouraged the nearby city to start manufacturing knitwear. There are around 20,000 knitwear manufacturing units in and around Tirupur, and the city houses 6 lakh skilled knitwear laborers. So what actually makes a specialized cluster work? It's not just proximity. It is what the proximity enables. It starts with shared infrastructure, be it effluent treatment plants, testing labs, skilled workforce, government policies, and everything. Taking example of Tirupur again, there are 18 effluent treatment plants that treat 13 crore liters of water every day. Contrarily, if we take a same example of a multi-product industrial park like what many state governments usually build, they'll be housing a dairy unit, a pharma unit, an automotive manufacturer, a garment factory, everything within the same industrial park. If they need to provide effluent treatment plant for this particular use case, they would be over-engineering for the industry that creates the most water pollution, where they end up spending a lot of money which is not even required. But if it is a specialized and a focused industrial park where it houses only pharma companies or garment factories or electronic component manufacturing, the shared and allied infrastructure can be focused and spent in a meaningful way. Clusters like these don't exist only in Tirupur or Coimbatore. It exists all over India. Naming few examples, Tirupur is famous for knitwear. Coimbatore has a pump ecosystem. They also have a spinning mill and a weaving factory ecosystem. Ambur Vaniyambadi in North Tamil Nadu, house for many leather factories. Hyderabad has a pharma ecosystem. Nagpur and Nashik in Maharashtra house many engineering component manufacturers. Gurugram, Faridabad, Manesar in Haryana have a huge automotive industry. Similarly, even Pune has a big automotive industry. And Chennai, with the title of Detroit of Asia, also has a huge automotive industry. Ecosystems like these exist across India, and very few are built by government policies. Many of them are built by its own people. Even though the people have proved many times that specialized clusters work, but still the government chooses to build multi-product industrial parks without any focus. Even though many industrial parks launch in the country, many are unallocated and unused. The main reason is there are no anchor tenants and there is no focus on what industry is the industrial park for. Let's break down and understand what is an anchor tenant and what does focus for an industrial park mean. Anchor tenant is a huge player, which is usually a foreign company or very huge companies like Mahindra or Tata in India. If a industrial park is built at 1,000 acres, these anchor tenants take away 500 acres of the land, and rest of the 500 acres is where the component manufacturers for these big companies get established. But when a park is announced without focus, even though an anchor tenant takes up the 50% of the land, the rest 50% is allocated to anybody. Let's say Mahindra comes to an industrial park and establishes a plant. The rest of the 500 acres is allocated to be it pharma, garment industry or chemical factories and whoever is asking for the land. Then what happens is the supplier ecosystem isn't formed and we fail to create a pool of skilled labor. The best possible way to verify my argument is comparing the SEZ data. SEZ stands for Special Economic Zone. India has 276 operational SEZs, out of which 60% are IT SEZs. A report by the Auditor General of India tells that multi-product SEZs without any focus were able to achieve only 23% of the projected exports, only 7% of the employment targets. And this report was published in the year 2014. It's been 12 years now, but still all the state governments keep repeating the same mistakes of opening up multi-product SEZs and industrial parks. We have both data-backed information and actual proof by specialized clusters in the country that multi-product industrial parks without a focus doesn't work. Then why do they keep repeating the same mistake? Unless until if there is no existing ecosystem or an existing city nearby the new industrial park getting built, building it without focus and building a multi-product industrial park doesn't make sense in this era. The multi-product industrial parks are happening even now mainly due to political reasons. There is no validation done before opening an industrial park whether what kind of industries can be set up here. If it is an established ecosystem, then we can take data points from there, establish industrial parks with a focus. But if we are going to a very new place where there is no industrial activity yet, then announcing multi-product industrial parks is the only way to go for now, and then build on focus. In all the organically grown clusters that I was speaking about, be it Tirupur, Coimbatore, Ludhiana, Pune, Hyderabad or Chennai, there was no pre-planned government intervention and focus and industrial policies that were announced to attract factories. They happened because people decided what needs to be built and where it needs to be built. While the state governments are opening many multi-product industrial parks, there are very few focused industrial parks that are also getting even built, and we need to appreciate that. One such initiative is PM Mitra Park and many focused SEZs that are opened by the state governments, be it future mobility, EV, pharma, many other focused industrial parks. If you like these kind of content, hit that subscribe button. See you in the next one.